Good morning. Welcome to Grief Talk Café. My name is Darlene Rempel. I'll be your host today. We're excited to share a special guest with you. So, as we usually say, grab your cup of coffee, invite your friend, or share it with somebody. And we hope that you enjoy today's Grief Talk Cafe. We have a special guest today, who's going to talk about how to start the new year right, and that's been our theme for January, is just tips on starting the new year right. So we have a wonderful guest and good friend, and her name is Jackie Seeley, and Jackie is the owner of BizSuite and has 10 plus years of experience in community building, business, and organizational management. But she's going to share with us just her heart today and just how she starts the new year and some tips for us. So welcome, Jackie.
Thank you very much, Darlene. I'm happy to be here again.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on the show again. So just tell us a little bit about yourself to introduce you to the people who maybe don't know you.
All righty. Well, as you mentioned, I've been in nonprofit and business and organizational management for quite a while. And I quit my job in June of 2021 in nonprofit. And a series of things happened after that time. I was impacted in different ways with, career and health and family losses. Mm-hmm. So here we are. I'm coming back a year later. And so my perspective is, has changed a little bit. I think that anytime we, as resilient as I've been, anytime we go through a loss or multiple losses, we can get into that stage where we're kind of in survival mode. Even if we're doing some self-care, it takes a while for our spirit or our, self to process the information. Even though we may consciously be aware that these things have happened, subconsciously, we haven't caught up with, or overcome the shock of things, even if they were, some things within our decisions and some things outside of our ability. So through this process, I've really learned to listen to the heart and to listen to my internal navigation system, but from the heart, not from fear. Because fear can create all kinds of blocks and walls. And from the heart and being vulnerable can really allow what naturally is to come to you, and for you to even attract what you want to come to you by just being in that space and being open.
Yeah, thank you so much for just sharing, being vulnerable and sharing a bit of your losses, right? And I like how you said, it's a year later. And again, I love New Year's because we're usually at a different spot than we were the year before. And so sometimes we can give wisdom back to a year before self, maybe. But I love what you said about listening to your heart and being vulnerable. Those are amazing. Yeah, that's an amazing way to just express how we go through loss. Yeah. So what would you share to yourself a year ago? What wisdom would you give to yourself a year ago?
Well, I've always, I believe in being courageous, but I think it took on a new meaning for me. I went through the year, I've always been a goal-oriented person. A lot of times we set the, SMART goals, things that we know how to achieve if we put the steps in place. For those that might not know what SMART goal stands for, there's two different versions, but I usually go by specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Well, I've used that many times and been successful with it, but I think when you're going through losses, um, sometimes you just have to listen to the heart, and sometimes the thing is bigger than a SMART goal. Or like you might not know exactly what it is yet, but if you're listening to your heart, you can attract something to yourself or have an opportunity come across that is different than what you may have planned for even. So I ended up, because I've always had a passion for supporting community and businesses and everything. I was on council in Bazzano for 6 years, and that was kind of learning about what resources were out there and how everything is connected in the business world and for business supports. It really ignited my passion to support businesses. So I was kind of naturally doing it already. But I'd always had this like baby dream, like, gee, I should just go through for marketing, because I just love it. And so I actually finally was courageous enough, like, and really listened to my true heart's desire. And so I'm attending SATE this year, marketing program.
Wow.
And then I'll continue, I'll be halfway there through the business administration to get my business admin diploma, which some of this has been easy for me. I just wanted to kind of fill in the gaps. Some of it's been easy because of my past experience, and some of it's been new. And it's just been amazing. I just want to get out there and use all of it. So yeah, I'm doing kind of half of my time through school and half supporting businesses and, still volunteering with quite a few things, but all of it has been from listening to the heart and, not always knowing how it's going to work out, but just having faith that it is going to work out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you for all that people are joining. I see a few people. So I just want to say hi to everyone who's joined us. And just to again introduce our guest, Jackie Sealing. I love what you said about listening to your heart changed your direction, or maybe let you see things that you didn't see before. And that's one thing we see through grief, right? Or through life events, that when we go through hard things, sometimes we do get more in touch with ourselves and we can listen to our heart. So that's amazing, Jackie, that you heard, even in your grief and in your loss, as you're processing, you heard your heart. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I just wanted to reflect as well on the title for this group, like Stronger Life Connections, because that's really, at the end of the day, like, so I've gone into marketing, and a lot of people think of that as advertising or, but really what it is the relationships you build with people. And, like having a passion to see their vision, their goals come to life, and putting in the processes to get there. So I've always spent a lot of time with my own personal goal setting and everything, or in my past work experience, assisting individuals with achieving their goals. So it was fairly natural transition to come over to, assisting businesses with their goals, with the, connections that I have. And so Stronger Life Connections, it's about leveraging, making the stronger life connections, but being able to connect, individuals or businesses to what they need, form the relationship with people professionally and personally, like truly care about what they're trying to achieve. Like that's where the passion is, it's the finished product is nice and the results are nice, But I would say my passion personally and professionally is about actually achieving the personal goals for the people that own the businesses.
Okay, that's amazing. So it's more about connection and relationship and seeing people connect with their goals.
Absolutely.
So how has the last year and just all the things that you've gone through impacted your how you connect with people?
How has it impacted how I connect with them? Well, I feel like I've always had an ability to see the strengths of people in them that they may not even see within themselves. But I think that, yeah, like that's an interesting question. How has it impacted? It's, I just think it's been stronger connections. It's built stronger connections. It's being vulnerable, saying that I don't know how to do everything yet in this field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we can excel extremely in some areas and some areas are new.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned is really and having confidence in myself that,
Mm-hmm.
I may not know how to do everything, but I have the skills and the determination and the level of commitment to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been evidenced numerous times in my life through anything that I take on. So
you've built resilience, it sounds like, to stick to it, right? And I love you, and confidence, right?
Yeah.
That you can do it. And that comes with vulnerability. I like how you said, right? When we're able to say, I can't do this, but I can learn how, but I can't do this, right?
Yeah, it's like something new. And I think that's probably why, like I managed an adult learning program for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a learner for a long time, learned how to do that job, from the ground up. And then with this, learning how to do this with the skills and experience from the past and being able to build upon that. And in the field of marketing, everything changes every day.
Yeah.
Like there's always something new to learn. And that's probably why I like it, because it's ever changing. And I would get bored with every day, like having a same task every day. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So at Stronger Life, we talk about lessons learned through life and loss. So one question I just have for you is to share, what lessons have you learned that you can share that will help people start the new year in a positive way?
In a positive way. I'll go back to saying again, and I'm probably sounding repetitive, but just listen to your heart when you're setting your goals. And have a believe in your goals, because a lot of times we're disconnected from, well, yeah, I'd like to do that, but like that little voice says, I don't have X, Y, and Z to do it. But, set your goal and know that if you focus on it, the universe will show you in little ways, in whether it's within relationships, people that you meet, things that come across your desk, opportunities that you see on Facebook or on other media, that those things will start coming to you. And for some people, especially if you've gone through a loss or a number of losses, sometimes it can be daunting to set a goal and really plan it all out, like say if it was a SMART goal. So then it's like, dream big and do one step at a time toward it. Yeah. Because slow is still a speed. And sometimes things will happen really fast, but sometimes like, when we're going through grief or experienced a trauma, it can be, we just need to get moving, because like we can be in that analysis paralysis space. And things can seem overwhelming. So listen to the heart and just take one step at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Mark, for sharing. Yes, it's so true and great to hear. Create from the heart and manifest uh, to our life. That's amazing. Thank you, Mark, for sharing with us too. Yeah, Jackie, and I love that small step. And at grief recovery, in our grief recovery method, we say that recovery comes not in a big way, but it's one small choice at a time, one small step at a time, and that's how we process loss. That's how we can be we can start moving forward. So I love how you said that. Even if your goal is one small step, right? And especially when we're in grief or processing grief, because we can't concentrate. We're just sometimes all over the place emotionally. So I like how you said, just make that one small step. Take that one small step towards a goal. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I would share too is, like my sister, she lost her husband last year, and it was not expected. And I've observed her too. And I think we're doing the same thing of listening to the heart. And I know how much harder like her life has been and how hard it's been for her to move through it. And like the importance of self-care too, like where she would take time for self-care, but still put herself outside of her comfort zone with some things to try something new, to find new interests or new groups of people, or because dynamics change. And, to be able to find new things, to find one thing, to plan one little thing to look forward to and do it. But then to know that when she's having a hard time, it's okay to take the time for self-care and take a step back, then outside of the comfort zone again, trying something new. It's been neat to watch and learn from.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, again, how Mark just shared about don't allow your fear to hold you back. Taking one step at a time will produce confidence for the next step. I think that's awesome, Mark. But at the same time, we know that we also need to have that vulnerability that when we're not doing good, to step back and give ourselves grace, just to walk through, to step back, to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so hard on ourselves. Like, we think we should always, because everything you see is goal setting and everything. And yes, goal setting is great, but we have to be aligned with where we're at right now. But like sometimes, I think what I'm trying to say is sometimes we set so many goals that we're in the mind and we're listening to that mind says we think we should do all these things, and we're not aligned with the heart. And so to just go back and really take the time to listen to your
heart, and to be in sync, right? When your heart and your when your heart and your and your goals, your rest of yours in sync. Sorry, that was not Mark who shared. That was Annette. Sorry about grief. Sorry. Sorry, yeah. Annette. Thank you for joining us and sharing. And sharing just that insight with us. So thank you so much for being with us, Jackie, and sharing just your life and sharing your connections with us. And any last thing you want to say to our viewers as we close off today about starting 2023?
Well, I actually should share quickly about, because I've been through different programs. I've been through the Bob Proctor Thinking into Results program. And then I've also was part of a program called Joan of Heart, which is a 90-day mentorship that focuses on the heart. That's why you've heard so much of the heart, and living a life through love that's free of worry and doubt, and gets a person out of that mental hell loop that sometimes we can get into when things kind of snowball. So I've actually been part of that, and it's based off of the teachings of Eckhart Tolle, letting go of the ego and living a life from the heart and in a peaceful state. So it's been incredible. It's a lot to take in. It can take a while before it makes sense. But if anyone's interested in that, they can reach out to me too.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing a lot of things we learn. It's great that you made connections in other ways, and sometimes it's always great to have mentors and people who can help us along. So Jackie, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you?
They can give me a call on my cell or text me at 403-793-1262. Or they can visit bizsuite.info, which is bizsuite.info, to visit my website. My email's on there. If you want to see a little bit, I need to add some stuff to it soon as well. But yeah, or contact me through Messenger on Facebook. I believe that, just making the connection is the important thing, no matter how it is.
Yeah, great. We'll put those on our comments. Just your how people can get a hold of you, Jackie. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, and just being you and sharing your life. And thank you for sharing. We can't really see your puppy, but thank you for sharing.
She's down to fly.
Awesome. I just loved your story about how you got her. And so, just how somebody, you lost a pet and then you got a new one. So, just what's her name?
Her name is Lacey.
Lacey. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We could talk all day, but yeah. Listening to her brings all kinds of interesting things.
It does. So if you want to learn more about Lacey, and if you want to talk to Jackie, please reach out and connect with her. And also we're here to connect too. And we have one last plug for our workshop tomorrow in Brooks. We have a free workshop on grief and loss. So if you are interested, please give us a call or email us at strongerlifeconnections@gmail.com, or go to our website and get some more information. We still have a bit of room left in that workshop. And also, just thank you for joining us and connecting with us. And we look forward to connecting with you next week. So take care, Jackie. Thank you again for being on our program. And we'll see everybody next week.